The wrestling world thought it had seen it all. We've seen giants, high flyers, and technical wizards. But on this night, the industry didn't just see a match, it witnessed an execution. It wasn't a 300-pound monster who silenced the crowd. It was a ghost. A shadow from Hollywood's deadliest family tree. When Steven Seagal's daughter stepped between those ropes, she didn't come to play fighting. She came to perform surgery. The Empress and the Enigma. The AWF arena was shaking. Over 20,000 fans were screaming for the main event triconing, the prize, the Women's World Championship. In the ring stood Serafina, the Serpent Dubois. She wasn't just a champion. She was a natural disaster. 6 feet of muscle and pure hate. For 487 days, she hadn't just beaten opponents, she humiliated them. Tonight, she expected another easy victim. The owner, Maximus Thorne, had promised a game-changer, but Serafina was bored. She grabbed the mic. "Bring out your surprise, Thorne. Let me break her and go home." Suddenly, the lights died. Total darkness. Then, music. But not rock or rap. A lonely, haunting Japanese flute began to play, mixed with a slow, dark heartbeat. On the big screen, letters burned in fire. Arissa LeBrock. The crowd was confused. A model? Then the subtitle appeared, "Daughter of the Dragon." An image of Steven Seagal flashed on screen. The confusion turned into shock. From the smoke, Arissa emerged. No sparkles, no costume, just a black martial arts GI and a worn leather jacket. No makeup on her face, just the cold stare of a killer. She didn't walk like a wrestler. She moved like a predator stalking its prey. Serafina laughed in her face. "This is your hero, an Instagram princess?" She mocked. "Honey, this is a slaughterhouse, not a runway." Arissa didn't speak. She took off her jacket, revealing a body scarred and hardened by years of discipline. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and settled into a traditional Aikido stance. The bell rang. The art of deconstruction. The first few minutes were brutal. As expected, Serafina attacked like a hurricane. A massive clothesline floored Arissa. Then came the chops and kicks. The commentators screamed, "She doesn't belong here. Stop the match." But look closely. Arissa wasn't screaming. She was studying. She was reading the champion's rhythm. Serafina lifted Arissa for her deadly powerbomb. But then, physics changed. Mid-air, Arissa didn't fight against the force. She flowed with it. She twisted her body using Serafina's own momentum to slam the giant down. The crowd went silent. That wasn't a wrestling move. It was pure leverage. Chapter 3. The Dragon's Final Breath. Fear finally entered Serafina's eyes. Desperate, she cheated. A gouge to the eyes and a low blow while the referee was distracted. She threw Arissa into the steel steps, busting her forehead open. Blood poured down Arissa's face, mixing with her dark hair. The crowd, who once mocked her, now chanted her name. Arissa, Arissa. Serafina dragged the bloody challenger back in, setting up her finisher, the Empress's edict, a twisting piledriver. But as she dropped, Arissa's eyes changed. The pain was gone. The Seagal focus was locked in. Arissa shifted her hips, wrapping her legs around Serafina's neck, neutralizing the move. In one fluid motion, she transitioned to the back and locked it in. Not a normal sleeper hold. This was the Black Dragon's final breath. A carotid artery restriction. Serafina panicked. Her face turned purple. She clawed at the grip, but it was like iron. The referee checked the arm. 1 drop, 2 drops, 3, the bell rang frantically. Arissa LeBrock hadn't pinned the champion. She had choked her into oblivion. Written in blood, the arena exploded. They had witnessed the birth of a new philosophy. Arissa stood up, blood on her face, and accepted the belt. She didn't smile. She just grabbed the microphone. "They called me a model," she whispered, her voice rasping. "But combat is in my blood. This ring is a chessboard. And Aikido just called checkmate." She dropped the mic and walked out as quietly as she entered. Far away in a dark room, Steven Seagal watched the screen and smiled. The art was alive.